Hey everybody, I'm back with another video. I didn't do some last week or yesterday because you really don't need me to read a passage and answer some comprehension questions, especially when I've done several with you before. So you didn't really need me for that. But I will help you with your work today because we are doing an outline. But before we get into our work, I want to show you guys how to use verbs because we have a lot of questions. It's really easy to figure out once you've played around with it. So let me show you that. I'll flip my camera around. Okay. So what you need to do when you log into Verge, you're going to be on the home screen, okay? Oh, see, now I got to log in because it was logged out. Okay, so when it logs in, we have to go, this is for any class. You have to go to courses, whichever class you need. So let's just use mine because that's what I can show you. So I'm going to courses. Now, okay. So when it should look like this. Let me view it as a student. View as a student. It should look just the same for you, right? Yeah, pretty much the same. Okay. So to find your work every day in every class, you click resources right here. Look, some of us are not scrolling. We already talked about this. You have to scroll down. See this? We're on assignment 13. Today's April 1st. So you're going to click that. All right. So let it load. Here's the question right here. It's telling you to make an outline. So to do this, you click answer assignment. And you can type right here. See this? You can submit your outline. You could do, you know how we set up our outline. Here would be our intro sentence. And then you type it right here. Okay? Then you hit enter. 2. Here's your second sentence. Okay? You see this? And now, when you want to submit it, you just hit submit, and I will get it. I will be able to see your work. Okay? All right. So that's how we do that. Let me tell you about some announcements we have. So next week is spring break. We don't have school. Next week, there will not be any assignments for you next week. But if you need to get caught up on assignments, they will still be viewable to you. You'll still be able to do them for any class unless your teacher changed a due date on there. But I haven't. Our due date, I set them really far out. So there's no reason you wouldn't be able to do my work. So it's spring break next week. And then when we come back, the next week we're going to have a new schedule for our work. So you're going to be doing, I don't remember the other teacher schedules, but for social studies, you'll be doing social studies on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So on Monday and Wednesday, if you need to video conference with me or you need to talk to me for help, I don't think we need a lot of help, but if you did, that would be your time to talk to me on Monday or Wednesday. Tuesday and Thursday is going to be the work for me, and our principal, Mr. Anthony, he has said that a lot of teachers are giving y'all too much work. I don't know about our team, but you're basically only going to have an hour's worth of work per class per week. So when you have me for social studies on Tuesdays and Thursdays, your work will only take about 30 minutes, which we've really been doing already anyway, because I don't want to overwhelm any of you because this is new to you, and I don't want to, make it to where you feel like you can't do all the work, so you don't do anything at all. So that will be true for your other classes. They're only going to be giving you 30 minutes of work. When we come back from spring break, we really don't have a lot of time left of school. A lot of you have been asking me, can I turn in my work when we come back? I'm going to be honest with you. I've always been honest with you. I'd never hide the truth from you guys. I don't think we're going back to school this year. Yes, we still have school. It's just online school, but you cannot, I don't know how you're going to show me work when we go back to school when I really don't think we're going back. And also, I don't want to grade 126 students' works all at once, right before, at the last minute. That would be impossible for me to do. So, no, you can't show me your work later. I need to see it. We have lots of ways you can show me your work. Mr. Anthony said it was okay that we keep doing our Instagram. So if you just want to take a picture of your work and post it on Instagram, if that's the easiest for you, you can do that. Now, some of us, we don't have a cell phone and we just have our Chromebook. So the easiest thing for you would just be to go ahead and type your outline here on Verge and submit it there. That's fine too. Or, if you want to email it to me, you can do that. And you guys have my email address. You guys, I posted my Google Voice phone number on our Instagram. You can call or text that. I think you can text it. Somebody text me today and just say, hi, Miss Langham, so I can see if I get a text message on it. But I do know that I can be called on it because some of you have called me back. So that's great. And I've called a lot of you. At least if you're in my first period, I've called all of you on that Google Voice phone number. Okay, so let's start with our outline. The directions say you're going to write a 3-paragraph essay about Latin America. I didn't want to give you one topic because we know a lot about Latin America. We're at the end of the unit. That reminds me, when we come back from spring break, we're moving on to Australia. So we will be done with Latin America. We should have already been on Australia, but Mr. Anthony said don't start anything new until we get the Chromebook situation figured out. So now that it's been figured out, we can move on to that next week. But for now, this is your chance to show me anything you've learned about Latin America over the last, how many weeks has it been? Like at least 12, I think, that we've been learning about them. So you can talk about economics, culture, literacy, and poverty. What else? Government. There's a lot to talk about. So just think back if you're having trouble. Hopefully you have not thrown away your notes because I've told you all to keep them. This is the reason why, because now you can go back and look and get some ideas like, I don't know what to talk about. So I can go back and look at all the notes I have. Maybe I pull up that government chart. Oh, I can talk about the government. I can compare them for one paragraph. For economics, I can talk about that too. I can talk about Cuba's economics and how it's different from everybody else's, okay? So there will be 2 paragraphs and then your first one is just your intro. So see that? You have all the information you need. There's no excuse. We can do this. And yes, the milestones have been canceled for this school year, but you still need to know how to be a good writer. And you will have a milestone next year. When you're getting ready to go to college, you'll have to write essays to get in. You'll there's like a writing portion on the test you have to take to go to college, like the ACT. At least I still think there is. There was when I was there. Or even if you want to be a teacher like me, I had to do language arts and social studies together. And guess what? I had to write on both of those exams that I had to take to be your teacher. So we have to do this. It's good for you, and I'm still trying to teach you a strategy besides the race strategy, because that is a good strategy, but it doesn't really give us a lot of length in our writing, and that's what they're really looking for on the milestones. The race strategy is going to give you enough for about a paragraph, but we know the longer and the more information and the more details it has, the better it's going to be, okay? That's why the books that we love, like The Hunger Games and what else y'all like? Big Nate and what's his name? Diary of a Wimpy Kid. They're not 1-paragraph books. Like, that wouldn't be fun to read. You want to have a lot going on in your writing. Okay, so if you went to the school and you picked up a packet, it's going to have this in it. So today, we're just doing the outline. I didn't post this on Verge because, you don't need to print this. You can write this down just like we've been doing all this time. So let's see. We have our 3 paragraphs. We have paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and paragraph 3. So let's think. Our first paragraph, we need that to introduce what we're going to be talking about. We want to give some general facts about Latin America. So we can say, let's think, where is Latin America located? Latin America, it's not just one continent that makes up Latin America, because we have to include Mexico and our islands. So Mexico is technically in North America, and Central America is Central America, and then South America is everything below. So we need to pull those details in. So Latin America is an area that is part, a large area, that is part of North and South America. Okay? See that? Now this would be a good place where we can talk about our languages spoken in Latin America. So there's your topic sentence. Now we need 4 more sentences below. Okay, but one of those 4 is going to be our conclusion. So I'm just going to give you guys some hints. You can do language. You remember what they are? The 2 main ones, Portuguese and Spanish, okay? I'm going to do Port and Spanish. Okay? We got that? Now, you can fill in the rest. You're perfectly capable of adding any basic information about Latin America in this first paragraph. Let me do that. Let me do circle. Basic info. See? This is our basic information paragraph. Now, paragraph 2 is we're going to talk about okay, let me give you a hint. When you're writing, sometimes it's not best to talk about what you're most interested in. Sometimes it's best to talk about the area that has the most to talk about. So maybe you are interested in the governments in Latin America, but you might find that talking about literacy and poverty gives you more to write about. So that would be your best strategy to use. Now, when someone's reading your writing, like on the milestones or any state test like that, they don't know what your favorite is. They don't know you. I mean, I don't even know if they know what school you go to, but they're just going to read it. You can make stuff up here, okay? Now, if you can pull real life examples and what you personally feel is the best, and it has a lot of information, that's what you want to go with, okay? But sometimes our favorite topic is not always going to have the most information, and we want to pick the one that is going to give us the most info, okay? So here, you might do literacy, the relationship between literacy and poverty, or you might choose government, you might choose geography, talk about the mountains and the landforms of Latin America, the oceans that are there, okay? You might choose government. You might want to be talking about Fidel Castro and the Cuban Revolution and how that's a little bit different or a lot different than the other countries in Latin America, okay? And then our third is where we're going to wrap it all up, our conclusion, how we're going to tie everything together. All right here, okay? So remember what I said, sometimes at the end, the very, very last sentence, you want to tie it in with a positive. So you might want to say, hopefully, da-da-da-da, or thankfully, da-da-da-da, about Latin America, okay? Tie it in with a positive. Now, that always helps just to kind of get your last sentence taken care of. And sometimes it might even help. I didn't teach you guys this yet, but this is a little hint. Sometimes it helps to do your conclusion first. Doesn't that sound crazy to do your conclusion, the very last part first? It does, but let me tell you why it's helpful. Once you get this conclusion done, you basically know what you have to talk about in this paragraph right here. So sometimes it helps to do it backwards. If you like doing them in order, that's fine too. Guess what? No one knows what order you do it in. So you do what works best for you. And again, if you want to type this up and submit it on Verge, that might be the easiest thing for everybody to do. But if you like writing it on paper, sometimes that helps. Whenever I do any type of writing, I like writing it out with pen and paper because it just works in my brain better to do it that way. If that's you, that's fine too. You can always take a picture of it, or you can go back and retype it, and whatever works for you. I don't care. Make it work. Make it work. Get this turned in today. It should be super easy. Don't write the actual essay yet, though. That's going to be for tomorrow. And then on Friday, we're going to have an easy day and just do our editing and submit our final draft. Okay? So you guys know how to reach me if you have any questions. Instagram, Verge, email, Google Voice. And for Google Voice, you don't have to have Google Voice to be able to call me. You could just call me from your real phone number. I promise I'm not going to be calling you all hours of the night or texting you on your regular phone number. So yeah, you can just type in that phone number on your regular phone and it will work. Some of you have been calling you and trying to talk to you, but your parents only speak Spanish and, I only speak English, so that's been a challenge. So, hopefully you can figure out a way to reach me if you need help. You have a lot of options. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.